There we go. We'll start the session as we do every sovereign mind experience with a few intentional yawns. So I invite you to yawn, invite your kitty cat to yawn too. Letting go of anything that no longer serves. Second yawn. Third time's a charm.
Cat butthole there.
Cat butt. So cute.
Yeah.
So the purpose of these calls is always to open up space for folks to have a sovereign mind experience where we identify and delete, choose to let go of some limiting beliefs, some old identities and stories that no longer serve. And Alfredo, I feel curious if you would like to volunteer, or how may I be of highest service to you?
Yeah, that'd be great. What comes up right now is something to do with my speaking patterns and how like I feel like I have marbles in my mouth sometimes. Like it's just um, feel like I can articulate in a very specific way, and then when I don't, I get um, like I feel like I lose the willpower. Like I like the how do I put it? It's
When you start speaking, there's a sensation that comes up and some
right.
kind of thought, some kind of belief, and then you
Yeah.
notice yourself physically get weaker and shrink, and you don't speak as forcefully. Is that right?
Right. Yes.
Okay. So, in principle, the simplest way to discover what belief is causing that sensation is to access it in the present moment by doing a really quick guided visualization is usually an easy way to approach it. We could also approach it probably through some kind of sense test. For example, Alfredo, does it trigger the sensation if you say the words out loud? I feel like I have marbles in my mouth.
Feel like I have marbles in my mouth. Yes, and I don't have to say that specific phrase for it to like, come out.
Yeah. Well, I'm just illuminating for folks watching that there are multiple ways to approach the actual sensation. And it's by connecting to the actual sensation that we're going to be able to discover what beliefs are at the core of it.
Okay.
And I already have a hunch of what some of those things could be, but let's go ahead and explore because everyone's different. Um, oh, we've got Katie coming in. Awesome. Katie, hello. Great to see you. All right, we're doing a sovereign mind process with Alfredo here, so we'll keep rocking and rolling. So yeah, Alfredo, just take your time and go ahead and connect to that sensation that you get when it feels like there's marbles in your throat, and let me know when you're present with it.
Okay.
And so let's start with just an open-ended question. Just ask it, what are you trying to tell me?
That's interesting. It felt very dense, and I waited, and it just kind of came up as confidence.
So the word confidence comes up. And just ask it, what about confidence?
Um,
And try not to get in your head. Try to be with the sensation itself and ask the sensation itself to reveal the information to you, staying connected to the body.
so what came up was when I was younger, I felt like my stepdad would like make fun of me for how I spoke. And I felt it was a good spirit, but like it kind of like I have memories of
Yeah. So this is where I'm going to lean on my experience a little bit and offer some beliefs to try with the sense test. Are you open to that?
that. Yeah,
What happens if you say out loud, I can't say it right?
I can't say it right. Little sensation around my heart chakra.
And try playing with your intuition and speaking some versions of it like, I'm saying it wrong. I don't know what to say.
Mm, I'm saying it wrong. I don't know what to say. Um, yeah, a lot of images are coming up. Um, so English was my second language, and so my stepdad was is an English teacher. He was so like he would correct me a lot, and so it just there's a lot of images of being corrected when I spoke.
Yeah. And how about, I'm not good at English?
I'm not good at English. Yeah, similar to heart chakra.
So just connect to that sensation in your heart chakra, feeling of, I'm not good at English. Let me know when you're with it.
Mm-hmm.
And now let's ask, what's underneath that?
Unsureness.
And ask that unsureness, what beliefs are you tied to?
Um, can't do it myself. I blame myself.
I can't do it myself. I blame myself. What's underneath
Uh,
that?
I'm worthless.
Ah, and does that one feel more charged?
A lot of anger around it. Yeah, I'm worthless.
Yeah.
I can't even. I'm worthless. Um,
For sake of curiosity, I wonder what's underneath that.
uh, I'm hard to teach.
Hmm. To teach. What's underneath that?
Hopelessness, isolation.
Yeah. And what beliefs is that hopeless isolation sensation tied to?
It's tied around connection or
What else came up?
mm, it's like images. It's like I learned um, it's like my stepdad saying this, like we're better than the people here, something like that, or um, I don't know. My stepdad was an interesting person. Is an interesting person. Um,
In terms of working on the pattern of that throat sensation coming up as you're speaking, I think that we are tapping into some belief systems that are totally worth exploring, worth clearing, but might not be related to that original intention.
right. Well, it's tied around my stepdad and the experience I've had with him. Um, there's a lot of conflict I had around like how I saw him view his world, do his things, and how I viewed my world. And so there's some stuff around my marbles in my mouth. But I hear you.
And how is it that the difference between your worldview and your stepdad's worldview put marbles in your mouth?
Oh, there's a lot of anger, a lot of uh, learned helplessness. I feel I received from that experience. I was
Now,
just
go ahead.
yeah,
Go ahead.
it was anger at first, and then like I kind of got worn down to just like almost not care how he was, or just like hold it in. You know, like I would see him, but then when I would say something to him, I would be the focus of his anger, right? So then I just didn't say anything, but I just held it in.
So tap into the experience of holding in anger
Okay.
and just connect with that, the part of you that did that. And let me know when you can feel yourself like you were then holding in that anger.
Okay.
Are you there?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Where do you feel this holding in of anger in your body?
It's like from my jaw all the way down to my heart, and then like anger in my back.
Yeah. Just focus your attention on that energy, on that sensation. And if it feels right to you, I invite you to declare out loud, I am not holding this anymore.
I am not holding this anymore.
I surrender this anger back to God, source, whatever your word for it is.
I surrender this anger back to source, to God.
What do you notice?
More anger. When I would try to talk and I had things to say, and then it was just like the most little thing he would like, oh, round your or say it like this or say it like that. It was just constant picking at my language.
Let that anger rise to the surface of your awareness and be with it. See if you can love it and appreciate it. And just ask the anger, what belief are you tied to?
It's like not enough.
Go on. What else?
And then it's tied around like communication. It's like when I go like it's that space that I've created for myself under this belief that I have to choose my words carefully. I have to analyze my words.
That sounds like it. That anger tied to, I have to choose my words carefully.
Yeah.
And would you like to let that go?
Yes.
Okay. Is there any part of you that doesn't want to let that go for any reason?
A little bit. But I'd like to let that go.
Yeah, but you know that it's pretty hard to let go of a belief when there's a part holding on to it. So we can welcome that part with love and curiosity and just ask it, why is it important to hold on to the belief? I need to choose my words carefully. I need to analyze my words.
Um, yeah, I see a reflection of how I saw my stepdad, live his life, and I would call that not carefully. It would hurt people. So it's like I don't want to hurt people um, with my unchosen words. I guess.
Hmm. And that's perfectly valid. And that part came up with a really useful strategy in order to prevent causing pain in the way that it saw your stepdad causing others pain.
Mm.
And see if you can just appreciate and love that part for coming up with that as a strategy. And with that in mind, I wondered if this part might be open to the possibility that Alfredo has grown quite significantly since the time that that strategy was helpful. And now Alfredo generally chooses not to be hurtful in his interactions and in his relationships with people. Can this part see that that intention is already being fulfilled and that you might not need that belief anymore in order to not hurt other people?
Yeah.
With that in mind, I wonder if the part is open to letting go of the belief I need to choose my words carefully, knowing that you're not going to just automatically choose to hurt other people when that's gone.
Okay. Yeah.
Just love and appreciate and thank that part.
pinky part.
Yeah. And just let me know when that feels complete. So now the question becomes, focus your attention on the image of your stepfather speaking what he spoke. And the question I have for you is, do you actually see anywhere in your mind's eye the belief I need to choose my words carefully? Or do you just see an image of an experience that you had with your stepfather?
Um, just images of experiences.
Have you ever seen I need to choose my words carefully?
Um, not physically, not like the letters.
Yeah. And Alfredo, if I wrote the words down, I need to choose my words carefully, and then I showed you it on a piece of paper, would that mean that you need to choose your words carefully always and forever for the rest of your life?
It's interesting. I do feel a little emotionally triggered by seeing this piece of paper on there. But no, the actual image isn't there.
That's important. I find it interesting. The principle in asking that question is that even if you see words written down somewhere that some other person wrote, doesn't mean that you have to agree with it. It's always by your agreement that the belief gets locked into the psyche.
Right.
So, did you ever see I need to choose my words carefully? I appreciate that you're really looking.
I there are moments, there are images that come up when I say that. Um,
Mhm.
they feel really close, like they feel like emotionally charged. Like it's almost like I've I've kept this part of me so um, stuffed down
Mhm.
that it's like it was interesting even seeing that image because then it's like then I would see it as an image of me, like oh that's like me, like oh so it's such a quick that I'm able to slow down with this focus. Um, but images do come up when I think of that, and emotions. I feel emotions of anger when it comes up.
Yeah. And just for your awareness and everyone's awareness, it's okay for images to come up that seem related to the belief. I can think back to I'm not good enough and see an image of my father. I can see an image of my mother. I can see images that are related to the thought. The key is that you understand that that image does not contain the intrinsic meaning
Mhm.
of whatever that belief is.
Okay.
And that's breaking the spell. That's breaking the agreement that you made that this image contains this meaning. And it's okay if images are emotionally charged. That just means to me that there are multiple meanings and multiple beliefs that are attached to it.
Mhm.
And so let's go to the emotional sense step. I invite you to connect to the emotional energy of I need to choose my words carefully. And here's a little slightly advanced tool for you. Try this as a command. Show all energy tied to the belief I need to choose my words carefully.
Show all energy tied to I need to choose my words carefully. Uh,
Feel
uh
it instantly, don't you?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now the question becomes, does this energy mean I need to choose my words carefully?
Comes up as I'm misunderstood.
Hmm.
So this energy does not mean I need to choose my words carefully.
Right. And now we get to what's likely the core identity level belief underneath that. I am misunderstood. Would you like to let that go?
Yes.
So, does that energy mean I am misunderstood?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Oof. Seems like that was a bigger release for you.
Yeah, those kind of in rapid succession.
Yeah. You're capable of very rapidly clearing out your belief system by using these discovery tools and using this tool to cut the emotional energy out of the belief. And so just always go at a pace that feels comfortable and good to you when you're practicing on your own.
Mm.
Um, let's check in now. Try again. Show all energy tied to I need to choose my words carefully.
So all energy tied to me to choose my words carefully. Some residual, but it cleaned up about 70%.
Go ahead and run another sweep. Does this energetic residue mean I need to choose my words carefully?
Does this energetic residue mean I need to choose my words carefully? No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
What happens now when you say the words out loud? I need to choose my words carefully.
I need to choose my words carefully. Feels lighter for sure. Not as self-aware of everything that I say. That's really cool.
Ah,
Mm.
amazing.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's not like a underlying anger all the time.
Every time that you
That's
speak.
yeah.
Wow.
Uh,
And as a bonus step, Alfredo, go ahead and sense into it. Did you ever identify with that belief?
mhm.
Would you like to disidentify with it?
Yeah,
I invite you to declare out loud, I disidentify with the belief I need to choose my words carefully.
I disidentify with the belief that I need to choose my words carefully. Sweet.
Cool. And because I'm a curious scientist, what happens now when you speak the words out loud? I need to choose my words carefully.
I need to choose my words carefully. Uh, I have some like feelings around it, um, but it just feels different. I need to choose my words carefully. it almost feels like a residue. It's like it's like sort of like sadness, but it's almost like when you're about to cry when something like really hits you, like whether it's good, you're like it's like a emotional hiccup.
Mm. And just check, I'm curious, is that emotional hiccup tied to a belief?
uh it's really interesting. What is the belief? I see a lot of images. Mm,
Here's an interesting question I'd love for you to try. Focus on one of those images and ask the question, what does this mean?
what does this mean? It feels like when I was an infant and like something about like crying or like not being heard. Um, okay, so it's like being told I'm spoiled or like told that like I'm an only child, so it's just a lot of doting. I feel, but like in this like Mexican culture way, it's,
Yeah. And this illustrates something that I just uploaded a module on in the course defining success criteria for a sovereign mind method process. The belief either turns into nonsense or when you speak it out loud, it triggers some kind of adjacent belief inside of the same belief system.
yeah,
So now we're getting into something that's even deeper. It's like the infant crying that it's not heard. And I wonder,
yeah.
Alfredo, if there's any sense of I am not heard or they don't hear me.
Oh, that was interesting. I am not heard. They don't hear me. They don't hear me sounds. I haven't said that before. They don't hear me.
Yeah. Yeah.
That that annoys me a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You probably tell me if this tracks for you. Do you ever feel they don't hear me when you're in conversation with people?
Yeah, all the time. I just never thought to think of that.
Because fish swimming in water. Right.
Yeah,
Yeah. When you let go of that, you'll stop feeling that way in conversation.
they don't hear me. I've just noticed, yeah, like when I talk and people don't listen now, it's more of a self. It's been in the past. So speak of. It's in the past where I'm like, oh yeah, they're not hearing me. It's fine. You know, just move on with my life. But now that I'm like focusing on it, they don't hear me. Um, yeah,
Yeah.
I'd love to clear that.
Okay, great. I'd love to help. Go ahead and just check in. We start with logical sense. Step one, now that we've got the belief, is there any part of you that's not ready to let that go for any reason?
No,
Okay. I believe you. Now the question becomes, have you ever seen they don't hear me?
yeah,
And what did you see that showed you that?
a bunch of images of me being a child, I'm crying. Mm, my mom holding me,
Hmm.
but not holding me.
really young. And
Mhm.
we can acknowledge that there were times in your development when you wanted your parents to give you love and attention and affection and touch and meet some of your core needs for connection and love and safety. And sometimes they did, and sometimes they didn't. And the times that they didn't, it was painful. And it makes sense that a baby would conclude, a child would conclude, they don't hear me and feel angry and want to change that they don't hear me. And for the purpose of your freedom today, if you look closely at any of the given images in your mind's eye, do you actually see they don't hear me? Or do you see images of different experiences that you had?
Images of different experiences I've had.
And so, have you ever truly seen they don't hear me? Or did you see what you saw in the experience?
I saw what I saw in the experience.
Okay, great. Well, now I invite you to just go ahead and show all energy tied to they don't hear me.
Okay.
Oh, you've got it.
Does this mean they don't hear me? No. You sure? Yes. Any residual energy? Does this residual energy mean? Sure, yes. Wow. That's really interesting.
What happened for you?
Uh, it's like clearing a dark corner I didn't know I had, and so like I was really about that dark corner for a few minutes, and then it's gone, and then it's a it's an interesting experience. This is more subtle than other ones I've had. Like what I was saying, it feels like it was a hidden nook somewhere, a little trap door. Like, oh wow.
Yeah, it's one of these conditional beliefs that only shows up when you're in conversation with others.
Right,
Hmm. It's like, what's the value of not feeling that way in
right,
all these conversations? Who knows? But it's definitely a good thing for your connection, enjoying
right.
the
Definitely.
conversation.
Yeah.
Alfredo, you've been an amazing volunteer. Gracias. This is good.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Katie, what's up? She's like, whoa, don't call me.
Like which one do can I like I just need to start like writing them on a hat, and then draw in each day. Like
Something like that. Yeah.
I mean it's like you try to do it in the car, but then you have a bad day and it's like nothing works, I guess. Like that subconscious is strong when it wants to be. And then you have parents that like you hang out with too often and then they like reiterate like all those limiting beliefs that they cause. And then you're like, why do I hang out with these people? Oh, because there's
Mm,
other people helping me right now.
yeah,
Yay.
God bless. I know what it's like. I moved back in with my parents when I was 25 for about 6 months. I wasn't even living in the same house. I was living about 30 minutes away and they would visit all the time. And it's amazing how just going right back into those dynamics, right back into those old patterns, just surfaces everything all at once. So you're not alone in that by any stretch. Um, I wonder if you might like to take a look at the story of Nothing Works.
Hmm. I mean, there's that, or like today I feel like love is conditional. That's a big one.
Possibly bigger. Possibly bigger.
I mean, I said fuck today in front of my dad, and he was like, oh, Katie. And I was like, I'm having a really bad day, and this is expressing that. And my mom was like, after all he's done for you to help you. And I'm like, am I in a twilight zone? But luckily
Mm-hmm.
I expressed all of the things, but you have to have like an emotional breakdown to get through to anybody.
Yeah,
So
I hear that.
yeah, what nothing works, that works.
Well, up to you. Which one feels like it would make a bigger impact on your life, on your relationships?
I feel like there was also another one today that I was like, I wonder if that's like we've talked about me being a people pleaser, and now when I express my true feelings about anything, now I feel bad. And like I feel like I'm like a bad person. And it's like, well, they shouldn't have put their nose where it didn't belong, I guess. But um it's all hard.
So, so so interesting. There's just a lifetime of this for all of us. I clear my stuff all the time too. I'm not any different. So,
I'm like, to the point my mom's like, maybe you need to go see a psychiatrist. And I'm like, I wouldn't mind being numb for a while, that's for sure.
mm,
You know, because it's so now that we're aware, we're constantly working on everything and it's so exhausting. And then all that work you do, you just want to sleep, you know, like
mhm,
because it's such a, you know, mind altering experience.
mhm. And hopefully, like the optimist in me wants to add to that, that like day by day, layer by layer, belief by belief, the picture starts to get brighter.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah, I'm grateful that like my bad days are so few and far between. It's just when they are a bad day, it like hits a lot harder because I'm asking to feel more because I've been numb
Yeah.
for so long.
I
That
went through the exact same stage, and I likened it to this metaphor of like my inner world was like a fucking choppy storm with like lightning bolts and typhoons and shit, just like constantly stirring up emotion and sensation and self-doubt and self-attack and all this shit. And then I started to quiet everything down, quiet everything down, quiet everything down. And then it was more like a placid lake. And so whenever someone threw a stone into the lake, it's like, oh my God, ripples.
Mhm.
And it's like, it's a tiny little stone. A few years ago, that would have just been like, yeah, okay, whatever. Anyway, back to my typhoon,
Yeah.
you know?
So you have the peace. Yeah, that's exactly right. That makes a lot of more sense in my mind for sure.
So it's just a stage in the evolutionary and self-healing process. And then things do continue to calm down and it does continue to get better. But I really respect that like awareness that you're at right now.
Thanks. I guess for me today, so the dating world sucks. I guess is that a limiting belief? Because I can
For
have
sure.
proof of all of that.
Oh,
But
I'm
that
sure.
also feeds into that love is conditional, right? Like it seems like everyone I have dated, you know, like it's conditional. It's, I mean, and then it goes into my parents, it's conditional. Like I have to fit into some sort of like box. Like I was on my way to a date the other day and I ate a banana and I left the peel on my center console. And the guy was like, yeah, I mean, you're kind of a mess. You had a banana peel in your car. And I'm like, I ate a I ate a banana on my way and I didn't think to throw it out the window. I don't know. Like, why are you making me
Mhm.
feel bad about myself?
Here's an interesting thing, Katie. I heard you say earlier, I am a bad person.
Mm-hmm.
And I personally feel drawn to that one
Okay.
because it made a fucking huge difference in my life when that was no longer in the picture.
Okay.
And that's my intuition. I totally leave it up to your choice.
I feel like that
Which
all
one?
goes into all of it. Like, you know, there's probably a million more, like, yeah, that go in with that.
So is that one that you'd like to let go of?
Do it. Yes. I want to let go of I am a bad person.
Heaven, yes. All right. Well, what do you think is the first question I'm going to ask you?
Where do I feel that?
Very close. What
Okay.
happens when you say it out loud?
Oh, I am a bad person. Like it doesn't resonate. Like I don't feel like I'm a bad person. It's just in moments when I'm speaking up for myself.
If I speak up for myself, then I'm a bad person.
If I speak up for myself, then I am a bad person. I don't feel that either. Like it's like I want to laugh.
Yeah, then that's not it.
Like it's
So,
like guilt. It's almost like today the school secretary was like, "Don't you just want your ex-husband and his girlfriend to be happy?" And I was like,
interesting.
yeah, if he was aware of what happy was, but he doesn't obtain emotions, so it's not possible.
Mhm. This
What
is
about
why
they think I'm a bad person?
They think I'm a bad person. Ooh, they think I'm a bad person. I don't know. They think I'm a bad person. It feels a little scuzzy, but not like I've worked so hard on not caring what people think, though, too.
if there's a little scuzz there, then there's an opportunity to
Okay.
explore.
All right. They think I'm a bad person.
So focus on that scuzzy energy, that sensation, and let me know when you're with it.
Yeah, I'm with it.
And just get curious towards it and ask the question, what belief is underneath that?
Um, they don't know me. Um,
They don't know me. Does that carry some emotional charge for you?
it's more like protective big sister, like they don't know me, like not. Um, there's like something there, and I can't pinpoint what it is.
Yeah. And that's okay. There's another approach that we could use, which is if they think I'm a bad person, it means dot, dot, dot.
If they think I'm a bad person, then they think I deserve this. I mean, then that spirals a bunch of other thoughts.
Boom. And that's the trailhead into the belief system. One of which is I deserve this.
Yeah.
And that probably doesn't feel good.
No, it feels terrible. But that's basically what my question has been for like a month now. What did I do to deserve this?
Ah, my sense is that that might be something really helpful to let go of.
Okay. Yeah, I want to throw up. I shouldn't have eaten today.
Mm, would you like to let go of I deserve this?
1,000,000%.
All right. Heaven, yes. God bless. Is there any part of you that doesn't feel ready to let that go for any reason?
Part of me is afraid that if I let it go, I won't continue to grow.
Hmm. just really love and appreciate that part, that it values your growth so highly that it's willing to endure a lot of pain in the name of your growth. And I would invite this part to consider a possibility that this was a helpful strategy at some point in Katie's life to prioritize pursuing growth. But I wonder if it might be possible that Katie has grown very, very significantly since that belief was created. And she's cultivated a growth mindset to where she invests in herself, she pursues her self improvement, and that it may not be necessary to have this one in.
My children, I swear.
Dancing to your children, Colin.
I'm sorry.
It's totally okay.
Can you see me now?
Yep.
Last time I went away for a minute, but I'm still here. Okay.
So just take a few deep breaths. Recenter with that part. Let me know when you're with her.
I'm there.
Is this part open to the possibility that you do prioritize your growth because you choose to today?
Yeah.
And can this part see as a possibility that you might not need to believe I deserve this in order to choose growth?
Yeah.
With that in mind, I wonder, is the part open to letting go of I deserve this?
Conditionally.
Good. Invite it to share. What agreement would it like to have in place?
um, to maintain that growth.
Do you feel willing to maintain your growth?
Yes.
I invite you to take a moment and make an agreement with this part of you that you will continue to maintain your growth because you love to. And you love this part. You want to make sure that its need for growth is met as well.
I do. It is important to me.
And how does this part feel hearing that?
Relieved.
Send in love, gratitude, appreciation, whatever energy feels right. Just check in now that we have this agreement that you will continue to prioritize your growth. Is it okay with letting go of I deserve this?
Yes.
Cool. Gratitude to the part. And is there any other part that feels just not open to letting it go?
No.
Katie, what do you think I might ask you next?
I should have this memorized, huh? I don't know. I'm like distracted because it's like the kids never call only on Wednesdays. When in class. Oh, spelling words? Really? That's not important.
Mm-hmm. All good, all good.
Um, am I ready to release it? You just said that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now what?
Have you ever seen at any point in your life the belief, I deserve this?
Hmm. No.
Are you sure?
Yep, nope. Just lots of situations that might suggest it.
And if you look carefully in any of those situations that happened, do you actually see I deserve this anywhere in the picture?
No.
Are you 100% sure?
Yeah, but it's funny because it's all like situations where I stuck up for myself and there was some sort of repercussion of it.
Right. So the reason why I wanted to press a little bit further is that that addition that you made of, no, I didn't see it. They were just situations that suggested it. And the God honest truth is, no, they didn't. That's made up.
I mean,
If you tell me, Gladius, we lost your Lego collection, it is in a dumpster, and I get upset for a moment in time, and then I calm myself down, and then I go about my day. Would that experience mean I deserve it always and forever?
no.
So if you speak to an adult something that they respond to and they don't like and they have an emotional reaction to it, does that mean I deserve it?
I mean, no.
I mean, are you sure?
No, I totally feel like I deserve it. I don't know
Ah,
why.
mhm. So that gets into the feeling and the actual emotion and sensation of it, which is another layer of the belief. But at least logically, if you speak
Logically,
words to an adult and they have an emotional response, does that intrinsically mean I deserve it?
no.
Cool. Go ahead and connect to the feeling of I deserve it. And let me know when you're, or excuse me, for you, it's I deserve this, I believe. Um, so go ahead and connect to I deserve this and let me know when you're with it.
I'm with it. It's like a sinking gut feeling, but then like a frog in my throat.
Starting with the frog in the throat. Does this frog in the throat sensation mean I deserve this?
No.
You sure?
Yeah.
Cool. Does the sinking gut feeling mean I deserve this?
No. That's
Does it,
just the guilt for whatever I did wrong.
it's the what?
The guilt for whatever I did.
Yeah, I hear that.
But that doesn't mean, yeah.
I
It doesn't mean
deserve
that I
this.
deserve this.
Yeah. Okay. And does any residual energy show up for you if you say, show all energy tied to I deserve this?
Show all energy tied to I deserve this. Um, Back to like the clammy hands a little bit. But that could have just been because my ex-husband's phone name came up on my phone.
Well, just focus your attention on your clammy hands. And does this clammy hand sensation mean I deserve this?
No.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. So now I'm curious, Katie, with your cute dog. what?
He's like,
what?
I'm ready to go outside. What are you doing?
Yeah, right. What happens now if you say, I deserve quacky ducks?
I deserve quacky ducks. Nothing.
I
I'm like,
deserve,
I mean, quacky ducks sound fun.
yeah, I deserve an orange peel.
I deserve an orange peel.
I deserve this.
I deserve this. Still a little bit of a pit in the stomach, but like enough times of going through this on my own, that will be less than residual.
Right. And so what I'm immediately curious to know is check in. Is there any part of you that doesn't want to let that pit in the stomach go?
Is there any part of me that doesn't want it to go? Nothing's coming up.
So then return your attention to the pit in the stomach. Let me know
Mhm.
when you're with it.
Mm-hmm.
And ask yourself again, does this energy mean I deserve this?
Does this energy mean I deserve this? Nope.
Does it mean I deserve it?
Does it mean I deserve it? No. Popped in, was like, you're doing it wrong.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's another belief that can be processed and cleared anytime.
Mm-hmm.
What happens now if you say, I deserve this?
I deserve this. Pretty flat.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Almost laughable.
Well, here's what might tip you over the edge to laughable.
Oh, good.
Feel into it. Have you ever identified with that belief?
But I deserve it?
Yeah. Or that you deserve this? It's okay if the answer is no. You always just want to check.
No.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm like, no, I don't think I've ever. It's just one of those growing things.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
I know.
It's exhausting, man. I'm so
Yeah.
tired. My mom's like, it's called depression. I'm like, no, it's called growth, and I just need to sleep because it's a lot.
It's super healthy to notice that your body has depleted a lot of its energy and want to just rest up and take care of yourself.
Well, yeah, I think when you live in the survival mode with all those limiting beliefs, and there's so many of them, and you're doing so much work to get through all of them, like that's a lot of mental work, and
Yeah.
it's a full-time job more than your traditional 40 hours, you know.
Yeah.
So it's exhausting.
Yeah. And I just want to always paint the picture of what's possible, like acknowledging that that reality is clear and is felt by you. But what's also true is that once you've like got repetition digging out, you get strong as fuck, first of all. And second of all, it's like soon you're surrounded by an impenetrable moat
Mhm.
of not tolerating any bullshit in your mind.
Yeah. Now, if I can just do that like the first second I meet someone, that would be great. But apparently, I like to like give it a couple days.
Just give it a couple
But
days.
hey, a couple days is a lot better than 13 years. So,
That is extraordinary. Yeah. A couple days versus 13 years. And then who knows, with more time and practice, a couple conversations.
yep. Yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting, but it also feels like cold, right? Like, but it's like, oh,
Mm.
this is implying boundaries and getting to know myself and what's tolerable. Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Cool.
Yep. Yeah. And you're not alone in the journey. You've got community here and you've
Yes,
got
thank
your
you.
parents' root. Yeah.
It's like they're so bittersweet. They're like mean well, but there's, not doing the work. So it's just like, I need you to understand that I feel this way, this way, and this way. And they're like, oh, meatball.
Dog's name is Meatball. Perfect.
Yeah, I got shunned for that last night from some guy. I was like, his name's Meatball. I'm not renaming him because you don't like it.
Yeah, what? Come on. Yeah. So I think that we can wrap up the sort of live demonstration portion of the call. And if there's any way that I can be of service to you guys, if you have any questions when it comes to discovery work or processing work or anything related to the Sovereign Mind method, I'm available for the next 20 minutes.
Sweet. How do you like I have friends that are in therapy and they're doing work, but I'm trying to encourage them to come to this or to sign up for classes with you. Like, how do you bridge that gap for them? Or do
Well,
you
I
give
like
seed and then they whatever?
acknowledging, like, look, you're growth oriented and you're already making investments into yourself every week. If they're attending traditional psychotherapy and they're paying out of pocket, it's like $150 a week. If they're paying through insurance, it's still like $20 a week. So it's more than $100 a month, or $80 ish, $100 a month. This is an entirely new paradigm of self-healing. This is, you are not dependent upon a therapist in order to make incremental progress. This is you being able to free yourself from the core wounds and the programs that have held you back for a long time. And the way that I've priced it right now, the first like 20 people who sign up for the monthly membership are only going to pay $47.
Yeah.
So they're going to be grandfathered in at the lowest price that we'll ever offer it. And you can just send them a copy of the book. And if they resonate with it, then like, fantastic. Wow, this is really cool. This is like real examples of people clearing out their beliefs. I look them up on YouTube. And you can always lead a horse to water. You
Yeah.
can't ever make them drink, but you can live the example and you can share your story of, holy cow, like I showed up completely differently at this family gathering. And I tie it directly back to this change that I just made with my beliefs.
Mhm.
And if you want to learn more, here's a free copy of the Sovereign Mind Method. This is exactly how it works. I'm in the program. I love it. I'd love for you to join me.
Okay. Yeah. I have some people that I'm like, dude, you'd benefit from it so much.
Well, I really, really love and appreciate that big time. Yeah, I'd be more than happy to talk with them and encourage them to join us here.
For sure.
It's actually a really good segue into a potential short clip for yourself. You know, that's a common theme. People who are in therapy, who you'd like to advertise or attract towards that, and having these little snippets of common problems, and then you can just send them out.
Well, it's like, dude, I was in therapy for 5 years and I still felt not good enough and not worthy.
Yeah, me too.
Same.
Yeah.
I think I'm on year 8.
Yeah. Therapy is amazing for gradually and incrementally building self-awareness, building self-trust, and flexing the muscle of like vulnerability with another human being and having them like giving intimacy into your inner world, improving your communication skills. There's a lot of things that therapy does, but traditional talk therapy does not fix limiting beliefs.
Mhm.
Sorry, doesn't.
Yeah.
So we're approaching self-healing from a totally different angle, and an angle that happens to make a really, really, really fucking big impact on people's lives if they choose to explore it. But it's a great suggestion, Alfredo. I think that in time, I'll have the resources, I'll have the team to figure out like the different ways to communicate what it is that we do in a way that resonates with more people. Right now, it's like it's so reliant upon like the firsthand experience. That's why I call it the sovereign mind experience, is I just want people to have the experience just one time
Well, just from that one time with Ashley, like you can still go through it, even if it's not perfectly like the way it is with you, like how exact, like it still gets the idea across.
Right. Yeah. So it's so fucking perfect. That example. It's like that stuck with you.
Yeah, like, wait a second. This is just a belief that I need to figure out where, okay, yeah, that, all right, this is comical.
Boom.
And,
Mm-hmm.
yes, it is definitely a freaking giant onion.
It's yes, dude, it's quite the onion. We've
And the tears that come along with the onion, like it are just like uncontrollable.
yeah, totally. I'm with you. Wow. Anything else?
I don't think so.
You're really good at what you do, Gladius.
Yes, I agree. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. I received that. Yeah. You know, it's funny. There was a time in my life where I couldn't receive compliments
Same.
for, oh, yeah. It'd be like, you're amazing at X, Y, and Z, or you're such a blah, 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 blah. And it would just go, they don't mean that. Or like, oh, thank you. But anyone who is in this position would do the same thing. Anyone who's here would just da 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 da. Da. So it's like deflecting it. And well, it was due to beliefs. I'm not sure exactly which ones it was, but I noticed that as I continued doing belief work, that there was just a point where suddenly I like flipped the switch on the one that deflected compliments, and then it was just like, oh, thank you, I received that. Now I actually make it a point intentionally to speak that when I receive a compliment, because I don't take it lightly, the ability to have someone else speak words of love and have that love enter and imprint on my experience. It's like it's magic. It's beautiful. So
Well, yes.
yeah, right.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I love and appreciate both you guys. If there's nothing else, we can wrap the recording here.